Hello everybody and welcome. In today's video we're going to be dividing polynomials using synthetic division and going over 3 examples of those. So without further ado, let's shake and bake. Example number 1, we're going to solve this using synthetic division, and these kind of problems are all about the setup. So what we're going to do is draw a funky looking L there. We're going to go ahead and take this number on the denominator, change its sign, and write it right over there. So all you do is take that number, change its sign, and now what we're going to do is we're going to write the coefficients for each of these right up top. All right, so in front of the x squared is a 1, and then in front of the x is a negative 10, and then you just write that number right over there. Okay, first step is bring this number downtown, so that is just going to be a 1. And then what you do is you multiply the number on the outside times this number that we brought down, and you write it up here. So 2 times 1 is 2. All right. So you have those two numbers there. You just add those together. And what do we get? We get negative 8. Okay. And now you just repeat the process. So you take this number on the outside, that 2, you multiply it to that negative 8, and then you bring that number right over there. So when we do that, what we get is negative 16. You add those two numbers together, and you get a 0. Okay, so this last number, the last number that you get, this is your remainder. So in this case, we have no remainder. That just means that x minus 2 up here goes into the polynomial on top evenly. All right, so all we do now is we write down our solution. So we have x minus 8. And the reason why I know that this is just an x is because we started with x squared up here. So all you do is you drop it down by 1 power. So you drop it down 1 power, and that's going to be an x. So that's what your first number that you obtain is going to start off as. Okay, so we found out what the answer is here. Therefore, this example is complete. Example number 2. So we have this problem here. We're going to start off like we did before, drawing the funky L. Take the number on the denominator, which is positive 3, and you change the sign, so it is negative 3. And now we write down the numbers in front of the coefficients. So x to the 4th has a 1 in front of it. Now when we're looking at this problem, there's no x cubed or x to the 3rd power. So when that's the case, you just put a 0 in its place to fill up that spot. All right, and then we just continue. So the x squared has a negative 10. Then we have negative 2 and 4. All right, first step, bring the 1 downtown, and we get a 1 there. Now what we do, we take the number on the outside, multiply it, and then bring that number right up here. Negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. So negative 3, and now you just add those two numbers together. All right, so we get negative 3 here. And now we rinse and repeat. Take the outside number, multiply it to that, bring it up here. Negative 3 times negative 3 is positive 9. So we have a 9 here. And now we add those two numbers. All right, and what we get is negative 1. And now it's the same process. Negative 3 times negative 1 is positive 3. You put that up here. Negative 2 plus 3 is positive 1. Do the same thing. Negative 3 times 1 is negative 3. Put it down here, and you get a 1. Now, this 1 here is our remainder. So when we want to write our final answer, first we find out, okay, we started with x to the 4th. We're going to drop it down 1, so it's x to the 3rd. That means my coefficients are going to start with x to the 3rd. So this right here is x to the third. This one right here is minus 3x squared, and you go in descending order. This right here is minus x. This right here is plus 1. And then since we have a remainder here, we have to put plus whatever our remainder is going to be on top. And then our denominator is going to be this term up here, what we divided by initially, this x plus 3. So that's going to go down here on the bottom. So x plus 3. All right, so that right there is our final answer, and this example is complete. Example number 3. So we have this problem right here. So let's go ahead and set this up. So we draw our funky looking L like that. You take the number on the denominator here, you change its sign, and you write it on the outside, so that becomes a 2. Now what we do is we write down our coefficients. So we have 2, 7, -4, -27, and -18, just like that. All right, so first things first, we bring the first number downtown. So it's going to hang out down here. Now what we do is we take the outside number, multiply it to that number, and then bring whatever the result is up here. 2 times 2 is 4, so we bring a 4 right there. And then we go ahead and add these two numbers together. Okay, so 7 plus 4 is 11. And then I'm just going to go ahead and continue on. So 2 times 11 is 22. -4 plus 22 is 18. 2 times 18 is 36. -27 plus 36 is 9. 2 times 9 is 18. And that becomes a 0. Okay, so the last number here is our remainder. So we have no remainder, and that just means that x minus 2 go into that into the polynomial above evenly. Now, what we want to do is write our answer. So we see here first that this is x to the fourth. We drop down 1 power, and that's going to be x to the third. So our answer is going to start with x to the third. So you take the number in front, and you write that in front of x to the third. And then you go down in descending order. So x squared plus 18x plus, there's no more x left, so you just include that number there, 9. Okay, so this right here is going to be our final answer. Now this example is complete.